Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Two Sons Podcast. Yes, you have heard that here. You have heard that here. You have heard that here tonight at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Pacific Time. We are back, the two brothers of Two Sons Podcast, and we are back with another riveting episode for your entertainment and enjoyment purposes. I am joined by my lovely co-host, my lovely brother, my lovely half-blood Harry Potter man of the half bloods and the mukbangs. I mean muggles. I don't know Harry Potter that well. Philip, hit him with a slow down. Damn. And you're joined by me. I am me am I, moo. I am Joseph. I am your host of Two Sons Podcast, and we are very excited to join you today. I am very excited to present you with a beautiful podcasting space that I got here. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever sort of recording platforms. You can see the lovely posters behind me. We got Barbie in the middle. We got Batman on the left, technically my right, and we got West Side Story on the right, technically on my left. It's kind of like stage left, stage right over here. Got lovely posters right there. We also got Wonka in the corner. I got other stuff right there. You got my I'm gonna be up in this club B back there. You got Luna back there. Luna, I got a fun story for you guys. Luna is one of my children. Luna is a rescue turtle. And I have Soul over there. I can't show you guys. Maybe you could see it in the reflection. Actually, yeah, you probably can. Or is that no, that's Luna. Never mind. Over there is Soul. They cannot be together because one's too big, and they need good spaces. They both are rescues. Soul came from she didn't have a good life. Let's just put it like that. So I was kind enough to take her in, and Luna wanted more attention, so I'm glad I can give her. And they both have beautiful homes. You can see her moving around right there. Mom, if you're listening to this, I have two turtles, just so you know now. You're gonna find out one way or another. Don't worry. Thank you for taking care of the fish. I appreciate it. I didn't plan on getting them, but gotta save the animals, guys. All right, it's very important. But make sure if you ever get a pet or any sort of animal, you do your research first and you make sure you have the adequate space and you're able to give them the love and attention that they need. All right. Fam, Luna, and Soul, and they are pretty much night and day, just like their names. Gotta love that. As you can see, like I said, a little bit behind me, you can see a little more of my decorations. I finally got some of my posters up. I got a little poster over there, and I got kind of like a Disney section going on over there, a little fun, imaginative section. I'm gonna add more to it, and I'll give you guys a whole apartment tour once it's done and ready. But this is my lovely little space right now, and I absolutely adore and love it. So I'm glad to be able to share that with you guys. I also got my smiley rug down there. I don't know if you can see him. You can definitely see half the smile. Um, and we got an exciting episode for you guys today. There's a couple of things we're going to cover, and then we're going to cover our main thing today. We're going to do another Star Wars episode with some new stuff coming out, but we also got some news and just some comments from me and my brother that we would like to say. But further ado, welcome again to the new year. I know we already had one episode in the new year, but we are ending our first month in the new year. So congrats, guys, for making it through. Good luck to everybody starting classes again. I know spring semesters have just started. Mine just started. My brother's, I think, started about a week or two ago. So we are excited to be back and get through it. So good luck. I'm not excited. Yeah, I don't know. We're back. Nonetheless, we're back. All right, we got to deal with it. We got to do what we got to do, just like you guys. So good luck on your journeys. Pay attention, write your notes, do whatever you do that helps you through it. Um, and just looking forward to another exciting year of Two Sons Podcast. We got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of good things. I'm going to try to cover a lot more and share more with you guys. So be excited, be ready, and hopefully we'll get some interaction in the new year. You know, okay. But it's fine. It's fine. We're cool with it. Personally, it's not even a big deal. It's not even a big deal. It's a big deal. All right. Like, it matters. Like, it matters. Imagine, like, not even talking to anybody. Like, it gets lonely. Naturally, it's going to get lonely. But, like, it's fine. Like, to a certain degree. Like, yeah. Love you guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. Absolutely. No, just kidding. Love you guys. And yeah, let's get into how we doing before I continue to rumble on. Man, rumble. I don't know, but let's how we doing, man, across the screen. Well, actually, not cross screen, to like the right of me. How we do a man to the right of the screen? Oh, Misa Lego figure.
Does that answer your question?
I mean, are we talking like Jar Jar after like the movies where it becomes like a sad clown? Or are we
Well,
talking
then
like,
how would you feel if I showed you this?
That's my R2 impression, guys. If you go, wow, matches your shirt. I like that shirt, by the way. That's cool.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the retro line, that's at Disney World,
Yeah, only like $70 per shirt. Not breaking the
Yeah.
bank on that or anything.
Did you see what the back said?
Didn't it say like beep boop?
Yeah, it does say beep boop.
I knew it.
I'm doing pretty good. To be honest, I am kind of tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, to be honest. I think we're all feeling that. But I am excited to be back for another wonderful episode of Two Sons Podcast. So, part of me really wishes that we didn't have to do this so late at night. But you know what? I mean, that's the sacrifices we gotta make. I mean, to bring you guys some good content.
Unless we get up like early on the weekends, we usually work mornings anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, I don't want to get up early on the weekends. So,
I mean, personally, guys, I would do anything for you. Like theoretically, of course, like, you guys don't even talk to me. So like, why would I take a bullet for you? But I care. So like, I would. So like, if that doesn't make you guys talk to us, I don't know what will. Like, I don't know what you guys want from me.
That's right. I mean, this guy is willing to give his blood, sweat, and tears, to this podcast.
Like,
so
I'm already sweating. Like, I'm already crying. Like, you just can't see it because like it happens so often. My tears are like jelly. So you were saying?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, excited to be back. It's been a long week, so hopefully the weekend will be a little nicer. Otherwise, doing pretty good. I mean, as you mentioned before, my semester started probably about like 3 weeks ago. So I'm almost like a month into the semester, which is kind of crazy. Time works differently when like you only do part-time and you only go to like one class per week because like it doesn't feel like a lot. But then like you realize that like 3 weeks have passed and you're like, oh shit, okay. So I'm almost a month into the semester already. So far that's going pretty good. Obviously, work is going pretty good. I mean, we're definitely in the slow season. Not a lot of people coming in, a lot of standing around and doing nothing, which is nice. But at the same time, it also makes me want to like pull my hair out. But you know what? I mean, it's expected. It is what it is after holiday season, right? The new year, everybody, but especially this year, it's like really bad for some reason. Like, I mean, retail just like all of a sudden like went like this during the holidays. Now it's just like it hit like rock bottom and then like it went through the floor. Like I mean, like I just so I mean it is what it is. I mean, I have a good time. I mean, it's whatever. So much of a good time that I get to do it again tomorrow morning. So and not only that, but I get to go in an hour earlier because we open an hour earlier on Fridays.
Oh boy, I get to go in at the same time, but same thing, another day, same thing, but money in my pocket, money in my pocket.
That's right.
Do some exciting things tomorrow. I'm excited. But yeah, I mean, I guess moving over, same old crap. I mean, I'm excited to start school again and see, what this major brings me. Especially now that I'm in graduate school. Now I'm going to get more into the specifics of my field. Do the professors make it seem like fun? No, they make it seem like you're making a really poor life decision. But like hey, that's college. Like you'll have some professors that are like, "Yay, guys, you got this," and you'll have a professor being like, it's depressing. I go out and drink every week. It's like I don't need to know that. Like personally, I don't. Like I like, do you, man? Like you want to drink, be you. But like this isn't the time and place, man. I'm not paying you for that. But yeah, I'm honestly excited to jump into another episode just because there are a couple of things I want to talk about, especially since I was able to see like 2 movies recently. I haven't felt like I've seen movies in a while. So it's so nice to talk about it again and actually going to the theater. As simple as it is, I do miss it. And because I used to be there every day. So, going to a movie wasn't anything crazy for me. But now that I'm not there all the time and now that it's actually not my job, it's fun. Like I enjoy it. And I definitely think for sure take advantage of those discount Tuesdays because it is surprisingly like a really affordable like date night or just like regular night for yourself or to go out with like friends or something. It definitely pays for itself. And even regular tickets, it's worth it. I feel like if you actually go to like a decent theater and you really for them, you get snacks from the Dollar Tree, maybe just get like a popcorn and like you're set for sure. But excuse me, yeah, excited to get back into it, especially with the new stuff for the new year. Um, and I'm excited to talk about a couple of them. There are definitely two movies I want to talk about, and a couple of things. Excuse me, a couple of things of movie news, and just general like TV and like pop culture news. But other than that, I mean, if you got anything else to say, or should we jump into the episode for today?
No, I think we're good. Yeah, I was just trying to think of anything, and nope, I really got nothing. I will tell you though, I do enjoy Legos.
I enjoy Legos too.
Yeah,
I I'm being honest.
I mean, technically, your instructions weren't very specific. You said unless you have anything else to say, and I mean that's just something to say. So I
That's
just
fair.
said
I
that.
mean, you did have something to say, and you said it. Like,
Yeah,
and that's
that's right.
important, gentlemen. You got something to say, say it. Speak up for yourselves, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the little man or little woman. Be the big
no, I mean, I think we're ready to mosey on into this episode.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously you got some things to talk about. So, I mean, why don't you start? Because you seem to have a lot that you want to discuss, and then we'll move into and we'll move into the beef a little bit later. But right now let's start with the sides. Little vegetables, maybe some mashed potatoes. Some stuffing if you're feeling a little frisky.
What are we feeling?
Some stuffing.
Stuffing. Oh, okay.
That's you got some vegetables.
Frisky, not gonna lie.
Mashed potatoes, maybe some stuffing on the side if you're feeling frisky.
Maybe put some gravy on top if like you're feeling like it's a Friday night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, dare I say some apple juice? Like I don't sparkling apple cider. I mean, I don't know, guys. Like
I mean, I enjoy a nice glass of apple juice, to be honest.
That's apple juice is solid. I found one in my fridge the other day, and I was like, I never bought apple juice, but did I drink it? Of course I did. I mean, it happens. Like you find something in your fridge, you're not sure where it came from. It must have came from somewhere. Mm-hmm. That's what I say. That's always what I say. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. But first off, I want to start with a rumor, right? So some pretty interesting and very exciting news. I don't know if you've seen. I feel like you would have, but we haven't talked about this yet. So you know how Hayden Christensen is trying to get his acting career kind of like back, going outside of Star Wars.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, it's rumored that he might be voicing Shadow in Sonic 3. Which I could totally see that, and I want that to be true, and I feel like he would be pretty decent at voice acting, especially like a character like Shadow. So I hope it turns out true, and if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, oh well. But I mean, he really hasn't been in rumors recently, so it would be nice to see him in something outside of Star Wars, of course. It's just always nice to see his face. So let's hope for the best. Maybe it happens, but I know it's a very slim rumor right now, so not sure yet. What's up?
Fun fact, I've never seen the second Sonic.
So like, do you enjoy like just not?
No, I hate myself, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. You gotta. How do you not? It's really good, actually. I love the second Sonic.
I mean, I've seen the first one, obviously, but I never got around to it when it came out in the movie theaters, and I just never watched it on the side.
It's gotta be on something. I'm pretty sure it's on Max.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Hulu. I have the poster for it. It's a banging poster. And Knuckles is pretty cool. Idris Elba does a really good job, and it's just I don't know. I actually really like the Sonic movies. They do a really good job. That is a pretty fun fact. Also, we're heading into Oscar season, guys. So we got all the nominations and everything is out. A lot of people were disappointed in some things. Probably two of the biggest snubs were the Iron Claw. A lot of people say this A24 film with Zac Efron Jeremy Allen White Irons. I forgot his name. Chef guy from The Bear. He's killing it. He's in it, and amongst other actors and actresses. Zac Efron, they said he deserved like a nomination for Best Actor. I don't know if the film came out too late in 2023 to be like considered for the Oscars. So if that's the case and it like gets the cutoff for 2024, hopefully he gets nominated. If not, I think we would see him in like more serious roles. So that'll be nice. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem got snubbed for Best Animated Film. A lot of people are upset about that because the animation was very cool, very different.
What were the other nominations?
The Boy and the Heron, a Netflix film. The only Disney film was actually Elemental, which a lot of people are saying should not have been nominated. And as much as I love Elemental,
if I had to guess,
TMNT should have been in its place.
If I had to guess, I think The Boy and the Heron is probably going to win, to be honest.
It's looking like it. No way Disney's winning. Again, I love Elemental, but the animation style, totally not that. Let me, so I give you guys an Oscars for this 2023. Just so I can actually give you guys a good
because I mean Studio Ghibli films always look so nice. I mean the animation style is always like on point. So I mean compared to what it's going up against, it should be like a surefire winner.
Just kidding. I guess it's considered the Oscars for 2024.
And like I kind of have like a hot take. I don't enjoy the animation style for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just there's nothing wrong with an animated film, but I just don't like that style of animation. So I'm not really that upset that it wasn't put up for a nomination. So.
Well, so what's it called? Let me go through the list. Now, we have a couple. See, I don't remember these being nominated for Best Picture, but I guess it was. So Best Picture nominations, we have American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. So definitely a lot of good films there. I'm thinking Oppenheimer is going to be in the running for Best Film, honestly. We got Best Actor in a Leading Role. We got Bradley Cooper, Calvin Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright. We probably got Cillian Murphy sweep right there. Best Actress, Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan, Emma Stone. It looks like Emma Stone's a shoo-in. Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Sterling K. Brown, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr. He's definitely winning. Ryan Gosling and Mark Ruffalo. It's probably going to be between Downey and Gosling, but I think it's going to Downey for sure. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Emily Blunt, Daniel Brooks, American Ferrara, which is a very interesting that she got put in there, but she was definitely great in her role in Barbie. And she's great in her other roles. You know what I really want to watch? Superstore. That seems really hilarious, and she's in it. Jodie Foster and Divine Joy Randolph. Okay, animated features: Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It looks like Spider-Man's probably going to win that, or Boy and the Heron, I would say, are the two run-ins.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be between the two of those, because I totally forgot that Across the Spider-Verse came out, so I could definitely see that winning for... So I mean, when you kind of look at that lineup, I mean, like, yeah, probably could have snuck in somewhere, but I mean, it's got a pretty stacked lineup for that category anyway, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these have very similar, nominations and stuff. A lot of people were upset at a no nomination for Greta Gerwig for Best Director, which I mean, she is a very talented director, so at least she could have gotten a nomination. There is somebody else that very surprised. So we have Justin Truett, Martin Scorsese, that's normal, Christopher Nolan, of course, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest. I am very surprised that she didn't get a nomination, and a lot of people were surprised that Margot Robbie also did not get a nomination for Best Actress. But both of them did get nominated. I believe Margot Robbie got nominated for Best Producer, and Greta Gerwig got nominated for Best Screenwriter, so I'm sure they'll still get some love. Barbie's gonna get love at the Oscars.
The thing is, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel like she's definitely a very talented director, But I guess the way they're seeing it is like, okay, well, how much thought process has to go into Barbie? You know what I mean?
So a lot of people look over the point of the Barbie film, and a lot of people don't think there's necessarily a point. The biggest thing about the Barbie film and why I feel like it was such an interesting movie for 2023 is it was a movie that was directed at an audience that felt like they were left out in a lot of like big budget movies, or not even big budget movies, but just where it was a movie that was really made for them. And that's why so many people really like loved it. And again, I'm a fan of the Barbie movie. I mean, I got the poster there for sure. It's a fun movie, and it definitely has like a good message. Or it can be like a regular movie you just watch. But again, the Oscars, sometimes they honestly like decisions, and sometimes they do surprise you. So I mean, Barbie will get love for sure. Oppenheimer's gonna get love. Killers of the Flower Moon will probably get love. Poor Things, all those big name films are for sure gonna get love. But unfortunately, sometimes the Oscars do pick a like lesser known thing because it actually is just as talented and maybe not talked about as much. So we'll see. Again, I don't really care much for the Oscars. Of course, I want all the films to get recognition they deserve. But again, guys, let us know what you think. Just because the list, there's a couple of surprising things, but most of them were pretty much expected from everybody. So there's only a couple of snubs and maybe like random ones in a lot of people's opinions. But other than that, it's not a bad list. So that's something I just wanted to break over. The Oscar season is coming up, so I'm curious to see what goes on with that, especially since the last Oscars feels like it was so long ago, and obviously we know what happened there with the infamous slap. That was last year, right? Yeah, that was last year. It was
Yeah, I think so.
2022.
Yeah,
That feels like so long ago. It's not.
that was
That's
like I
crazy.
think the first thing that happened like in like the new year. It's like that was like the way that we started off like 2023 by like with the slap.
Yeah, for sure. We started off with a bang. And then so yeah, getting off the Oscars for a little bit. I wanted to jump into the two movies that I saw recently that I definitely want to give you guys my opinion of, and I really want to do solo episodes on each of them, like little tiny little episodes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. This weekend, I'm hoping I can get them done. If I do, awesome. If I don't, I'll get them done eventually, hopefully. But I want to start doing that with movies I see, so I can give you guys my opinion, of course. And if my brother sees it as well, then of course we can do an episode together. But I don't think he will see any of these movies. So one is the poster that's over there. We got Wonka. I was excited to go see it. Me and my girlfriend saw it on a whim, and I absolutely loved the film. A lot of people were dogging on it, and a lot of people were saying Timothy Chalamet does a wonderful job playing the role of Wonka. This is definitely Gene Wilder Wonka, not Johnny Depp. I love the colors. I love the direction that they kind of go, and I don't think Timothy Chalamet overdoes it. I think the parts where it's a little cringe, so to speak, is kind of the feeling that you got watching Gene Wilder in the role, where he's a little more terrifying. I think like he was, his version of like Wonka was definitely a little like weird, like in terms of like imagination, but it was also like very creative and imagination and colors. And I think they do a wonderful job in this film. I love the supporting cast. The supporting girl, her name was, oh my god, what was her name? Forgive me, I'll remember it at some point. But what's it called? I love the two of them together. I think they did a really good job. All the like chocolate making and all like that little stuff in this film. It definitely looked great when he opened his little shop for the first time. That was awesome. Um, Even I like that they didn't push really the Oompa Loompas. I know Hugh Grant like really wasn't a fan of it or whatever, but I think he did a decent job, and I actually like the play between him and Hugh Grant, and I actually like that they kind of covered a couple of things that you wondered, and then they did give like you a little backstory of Wonka, and it's actually like a sweet and nice story, and the film definitely ends on a great note. But a big plus for me in this film was the supporting cast, and they do a fantastic job. And I got to say, the music in this, I do love the music in this. I think it's very well written. Some of the songs may be considered cringe, but again, this is a movie about a guy that makes candy. But it also does have its soft spots. So if you guys have the chance, you can see it with your family, you can see it as a date, you can see it by yourself. I think it's just a wonderful film to go watch. Don't think too much about it. If you enjoy Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and especially the original one, definitely see this. If not, watch it whenever it comes out on streaming. But if I can get a solo episode of it, I'll break it down a little more, tell you guys some more about it and everything.
Fun fact, he did actually record a solo episode of it, but basically the recording like corrupted or just didn't even save. So he probably spent like, half an hour or maybe more like just talking about Wonka, and then like it just didn't even like save.
Especially that like I love Wonka because I played in it in high school. That was one of our plays. So I have like a soft spot with Wonka, and I love the creativity of it. I was definitely hesitant when they made this film because I was like, why are they making an origin story about Wonka? But it turned out really great. And again, I gotta give props. I'm not the hugest fan of Timothée Chalamet. I don't follow him religiously, but he did a good job. I give props to him. Next one is the latest so-called rom-com, Anyone But You, with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. I absolutely love it. Me and my girlfriend went to see it on Tuesday, and it's great. Like, it's not your typical rom-com film because it feels like a real story, but the few moments where it actually has like nice parts to it are realistic and they're actually like really nice. Like I feel like it actually portrays like a real story of maybe like two people like that or just like dating in general. Like I feel like a lot of people that may date, your life isn't going to be like a rom-com, and this is kind of more of a realistic version. Is it the most healthy one? No. But I mean, for most people, you got two banging hot people on the screen. There's nudity. I mean, well, not full nudity. There's like, it's rated R, so you got some, kinky scenes in there. Who don't love Sydney Sweeney? Who don't love Glenn Powell? The supporting cast was great. We actually got what's her name? She was in Barbie. She was also in like X-Men, the more recent X-Men's. She was fantastic. And it was funny. It was really surprisingly funny. And it felt longer than it was, but I actually enjoyed it. And the song at the end is wonderful. Let's see, what song is it? We got Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. You'll know after you see it, you'll know why, and that's already added to my list. So it is a great rom-com. Like I had like, I never really sat down and seen a rom-com. And I saw a lot of people saying it was bland and that they really didn't have chemistry. But I feel like the whole point of the movie was that these are two people that don't like each other, and they have to quote unquote fall in love with each other, and they're kind of being pushed by the people around them to do so they don't ruin where they are. And through all that crap, they actually show realistically, like you can't just make two people fall in love. Like it has to be like it has to happen. It has to happen naturally. It's not something you can force. So, and they do a great job at it. And Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, they're definitely getting more roles, and I thought they did great together. So it's a great date night movie. It's a great movie to watch on your own as well. Don't go as a family. If you do, it's a little weird. I'm not judging, but like personally, I would not go take your children to see boobs. I mean, like, it's a little weird. It's a little strange, but I'm not a parent. I mean, I am a parent, but like, I wouldn't let them see boobs. I'm just saying, but do whatever you want. But I definitely do want to do a solo episode on it, as well as Wonka. So I really do hope to get those out soon. But those are my two recent watches. Loved it. Recommend both of them. I'm not going to rank them because we're not here for that. Excuse me. We're here for other stuff. Excuse me again. Got some acid in the throat. Naturally. It's that season. God damn it. All right. Sorry guys. Really apologize. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff coming out. I hope to get to the movies and see more. I still got to see a lot of the big bangers that are coming out. I saw a lot of good trailers for things coming out. I actually saw a trailer for that Zendaya movie with like the two guys with tennis and stuff. The story is actually.
Oh yeah, where she gets gangbanged.
Yeah. Okay. It's more of a threesome, not really a gangbang. Say what you want. It actually seems pretty interesting, and it looks like a pretty well acted movie. So that definitely seems like one to check out. There's also a movie about Mark Wahlberg and this dog. where he's like this racer, not like a car racer, but like a triathlon something racer, and he races across South America, and the dog's name is King Arthur, and it looks like a sweet story. That looks cool, so definitely check that out. And then yeah, I mean that's all I
I
can think
thought at
about
first,
now.
I thought instead of racer, I thought you said, yeah, so he's a racist.
I don't know. Also, I was gonna say, speaking of racist, no, no, it's not. So I've been seeing a lot of clips of the Ted series, and it looks freaking hilarious. Like a lot of people are saying it's like just a live action modern, like it's
I
a live
saw a
action
clip
Family Guy.
yesterday, when like he was like frosting cookies, and the dad like storms out because he's basically like, "Oh, you're fucking gay for like frosting cookies," and then like, um, and then they were like, "So why do they call people that don't like gay people homophobes? Like, doesn't that mean like you're supposed to be scared of gay people? But like, like if you have any other phobia, that means you're scared of it, right? But then it's like when you use it for gay people, that doesn't mean that you're scared of gay people. Like they use it in the sense that you don't like gay people. So then Ted was like, so like what if I'm a homophobe? I'm supposed to like go to a gay person and be like, a gay person. And then he just runs away.
I just love the way Ted talks, and it's just I feel like the humor is like so effortless. Like there's literally a clip of whatever, I forgot his name, his buddy's name, but they're at like a church, and he's just talking to the priest because like the priest is basically explaining what baby Jesus is, and he's basically like, everything you're saying is me, man. I'm basically baby Jesus. Like, like
And then like
it's
and then
so
like after
funny,
he
and
runs away, like he comes back into the room and he's like, oh, he's like, man, he's like, I'm really out of shape. And then like he turns to the girl like sitting at the table and like I guess they had a friend over and she was Indian, so he's like, so Bollywood, that was you guys, right?
I feel like, I mean, go watch it, guys. It's
I
definitely
think it's
like
on
more.
Hulu. I think you can watch it on Hulu.
Yeah, I think it's Hulu. I don't know how many episodes it is. I know it's one season right now. I hope
I
they
gotta
make
watch it.
more. I mean, I love Ted. The movies were great, so I was very surprised they made a show. And the guy that does like plays a young Mark Wahlberg, seems to do a great job. So
Yeah.
definitely that's something to check out on the watch list as well. Um, excuse me. Other than that, oh my goodness. Nothing really else, movie news wise. That was pretty much everything that has been on my radar so far. Again, I know like March is a big season for movies coming up. I couldn't tell you what exactly is coming out in March. I think Dune is coming out. Um, sorry, Dune Part Two. And we got other stuff coming out as well. But honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. I think maybe Planet of the Apes. Also, that looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited for it. I freaking love apes, and like I always told everybody that like if I had to be stuck in a room with like an ape or like four gorillas, I'm picking the four gorillas. Just because like I feel like they would show me mercy to some extent, and the ape wouldn't. And like just watch the Planet of the Apes movies. I mean, like I understand why they did what they did. Like I would personally do that too. Like not gonna lie. So I ain't messing with no ape. Guys, if you ever see an ape in the wild, and yeah,
Sorry. I hear some rustling in the background. What is that?
um, nothing. Um, it's Soul and Luna. Luna likes to dig, and Soul likes to. Actually, they both like to dig. Must be a turtle thing.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I hear all day, pretty much. So
Oh,
you get
okay.
used to it. You get used to it. When I turn off the lights at night, they just pretty much stop because I guess they know it's bedtime. So yeah, if you hear that, ignore it. Don't worry. Again, this is raw, unedited footage. All right, so this is real life Tucson podcast. Um, but what's it called? What was I saying? I lost track. Oh, Planet of the Apes. Yes. Again, it looks phenomenal. I mean, I was hesitant that it's made by Disney, and I still am hesitant. But
Oh,
the
it's made by
graphics,
Disney? I didn't know that.
yeah, they own the rights to it now. That's why I thought it was a show at first, but it's a movie.
No.
So you
Well, you
get
know
your
that
buy
nobody's gonna
now.
die in that movie because Disney doesn't like killing people nowadays.
Well, apparently this takes place after 300 years of the last Planet of the Apes movie. So
That's
like,
not possible because I'm pretty sure the main protagonist of the film is Caesar's son.
Is it really? Maybe it's 30. I don't know. It was either 30 or 300.
I think 30 sounds a lot more realistic.
um, so yeah, I am a little sad that we're not going to see Andy Serkis though, because like he was fantastic as Caesar, and he was like a big reason why I feel like the last ones did great. Um, but yeah, that's one I'm really looking forward to. But let's get off the topic of news and movies, unless you got anything to chime in on.
Um, no, I mean the only thing that I was gonna bring up is that I don't know if this is like completely accurate. I mean, again, I saw this on TikTok, so take this with a grain of salt. Um, but it's entirely possible that we're all familiar with the director that is directing the Ray movie, right? We talked about her,
Mhm.
our last podcast.
Yes, I'm
So
familiar.
I saw something on TikTok saying that, and again, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know how accurate this is, but it is possible that not only was she supposed to be involved with the Ray movie, but she was also supposed to be involved in like other future Star Wars projects that were going to come out. Um,
Hmm.
but apparently, she's been fired from every single Star Wars project that she was a part of, except for the Ray movie.
That would be a very weird choice on like Disney's part, because why
And
would you
like
fire her for
apparently her and Disney and Kathleen Kennedy have had like quite the falling out, and like it's one of those things where now
Mhm.
she's calling like people racist and like misogynist because like I guess she's not getting her way um at Disney and Star Wars, so she's just blaming everybody else. Why they have her on for the Ray movie still, I don't know. But then again, I don't know how true any of this information is. I mean, again, I saw somebody break it down on TikTok, so I don't know if it's true. Um, a part of me kind of hopes it's true because
Um,
I did not want this woman directing Star Wars in the first place. So
Let me see. So there was a claim from a YouTuber that both Disney and Lucasfilm decided to fire and remove Shamin Obadad Shinoy, the director, in the wake of the Ray movie Backlash. Backlash, blah 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 blah. The nine well, blah, 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 true story. The story. Based on facing saying transmitted. Um. There's a lot here. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to read through this article fast to see if I can
because again,
find
like
it.
I'm not too sure because I saw like some people like kind of commenting on the same thing. So like I don't know if people are just circulating around that like this is like fake news or like if it actually is true. I didn't really do much digging after I saw it on TikTok, but I thought I'd just throw it out there because that at least with Star Wars that was probably the most recent development when it came to news recently.
Um, as of right now, I can't find anything that is confirming nor denying it. It seems like it is a heavy rumor right now. Honestly, I don't know. Like if Kathleen Kennedy, I feel like is really the head of Lucasfilm. I don't see it being true. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're waiting a little bit, because there's still claims on it, and a lot of people are saying it's true. But there also has been news of Daisy Ridley speaking out, about what she thought of like the script and all that. So it's
Yeah, and like apparently they
undetermined.
had to like offer Daisy Ridley like more money to like stay
Yeah,
on to the film because like that she
yeah.
threatened to like walk away.
Yeah, they offered her a lot of money because she said, if you don't offer me this, like call me in like 5 6 years or whatever. So again, we talked about this before. You know how we both feel about the sequels and Ray as a character. Um, Personally, um, I truly feel with all the controversy, it's for Disney to have a director like this. Again, even if the director is a talented woman in her, films and, well, I would say more documentaries. I mean, even if she is talented, it's too much, too much crap around it. Like if you have all these negative interviews or negative things surfacing with your director, it's not a good image and it's not a good choice, in my opinion, to go along with that, especially when you're not doing this, with you're not doing a Clone Wars movie, you're not doing a movie about Vader, you're not doing a movie about the 501st, you're doing a movie about Rey. a character that you know is hated by a lot of fans for the wrong reasons. Again, I don't hate Rey as a character. I don't hate Daisy Ridley, and I hope that this movie makes her better. I hope that it like redeems her character a little more. But unfortunately, if again Kathleen Kennedy, I don't think it's the correct choice for Lucasfilm. But what do I know? I'm not the person in charge.
Well, you should be.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like, my talents are wasted.
That's right.
It's just it's ridiculous, guys. Like I personally I don't understand. Whatever. Let's get off that case, all right? It's just rumors as of right now. So I think if Kathleen Kennedy listens to her co-people such as Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau that know what the hell they're doing with Star Wars, she would be smart enough and fire her as the director, or just let her go for a better term, and hire somebody that maybe even is lesser known but actually enjoys Star Wars and just wants to make a good movie. That's personally, if I was the director, my goal is to make a good movie that I think the audience wants. If I was this director, I would literally take the past 5 years and see what every Star Wars fan has said, every side of the Star Wars fandom has said about the sequels, said about Rey, and take that into consideration before you decide to go in the direction with this movie. Again, you want to go for one full side and go for this one full direction of your character, you better know the repercussions of it. Again, I'm telling you, I get the whole you want more women in Star Wars. I understand, even though we have a good amount of women in Star Wars in more modern day. I definitely like the shows have incorporated a lot of women and a lot of great female characters. And if you want to incorporate that in your movie, awesome. But make sure you do it in a way where it doesn't seem like the Avengers Endgame scene with all the women, because that was shit. That was clearly it was like the Chevy ads in Barbie. Those were clearly ads. I mean, like you gotta do it in the correct way. So again, honestly, kind of hope she's fired. I hope everybody gets a fair chance, but there's too much controversy and too much stuff around it. It's kind of like the whole Flash crap. I mean, you have some people that don't agree with the actor. Same with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. If you have people that don't agree with the actor, they're not going to see the movie, and they're going to have more opinions. Imagine people that don't agree with the director, and your cast and your crew is going to suffer of it. Daisy Ridley is going to suffer if this movie is worse than the sequels. Trust me, she has probably gotten so much hate in the past couple of years. God can only imagine. Imagine her character finally coming back after 6 to 7 years of just not being around, and then it being absolute dog shit. I really hope for the best. Good luck, Disney and Lucasfilm. Please make the right choice. That's all I think anybody can say. Just please think accordingly and actually look at what the fans are saying. I'm not saying you got to follow them, but again, Star Wars fans are so critical, and they have given so many. After Rise of Skywalker came out, so many people came up with many ideas on how to make it better. You better freaking listen to what they said, and you take into consideration how you can do Rey's character. And again, you've had more than enough time to think about this movie. It's been almost 5 years, almost 6 years, 7 years by the time this movie's going to come out, that you had to think about and shoot this new film focusing on your main character of the sequels that you started 10 years ago when this new film is going to come out. So you better have done your research, and you better, do decent at best. I mean, that's all we're asking for, like a decent movie.
Yeah. So I mean, there was that. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know how true it is, but I guess the other piece of Star Wars news that has came out recently, is that a certain trailer dropped for a beloved animated show. You might have heard of it. It's called The Bad Batch.
I have heard of it.
The official trailer released a couple of days ago for the final season for season 3 of The Bad Batch. And that is what we're basically going to talk about for the rest of the episode. So I actually have the trailer pulled up, so I thought, I'd share the screen, and then me and Rekka. I thought, me and Joey could watch it together, And then after that, I mean, it's only 2 minutes long, and then after that, we'll just kind of talk about it. Talk about what we're hoping to see and expect. For the third and final season. And then who knows? If it goes well, then maybe we'll do what we did for the Ahsoka series, and maybe we'll do an episode breakdown.
That would be cool.
Each week, when we get a chance to watch it. We probably have a lot to talk about, like the first episode, because like they're doing like a 3-episode
When is
premiere.
what days
I
does it
believe
come
it's
out?
February 21st. So
What days?
if it's February 21st,
Wednesday.
that's a Wednesday. Usually it seems like
That's a bad
Disney.
day to come out.
It usually seems like Disney likes to release their things like Tuesday night. So like I think it will come out on Wednesday, but then I think the episodes will probably air like Tuesday night.
But haven't they been doing it at like 9 o'clock now instead of like
Yeah, because I
midnight?
mean, like for example, I've been watching the new Percy Jackson show, and they release their
I've heard it's
episodes at like.
not good as time goes on.
I've heard that too.
Has it been good?
I kind of have like a more like ambiguous opinion about it because like I didn't really read the books. I mean, I've only watched the movie, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, I'm not jumping for joy, but at the same time, it's not that bad. I mean, the way I see it is that I'm already a couple episodes in. I might as well continue it and watch it all the way through. But yeah, I could definitely see that it seems like the first 2 episodes like start off real strong, and then like you said, from there like people just seem to say it's going downhill. Um, but yeah, so it's probably gonna be coming out like Tuesday nights, even though it's like premiering on Wednesday. So yeah, but with that being said, let me see if I could share the screen real quick, do some technical stuff.
Technical stuff. I'm gonna say I love doing this on my monitor because I feel like I have so much space. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Of course, we got Star Wars Theory breaking it down.
Yeah, that guy's a real ass. Did you have you like heard the recent controversy with him lately?
No, but doesn't he like hate Star Wars?
He was like watching this clip where like this girl was saying that like, oh, like women don't like Star Wars, women don't have to be in Star Wars, and like he was like laughing and like agreeing with what she was saying.
What are you saying? And then you know what I love about that is like that clip is stitched by like so many like women actually like showing how prominent Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like, come on, man.
Which
Like
just goes to show Disney that
Star Wars
like, I mean, which just goes to show like for Disney that like not only do they already have a strong female presence in Star Wars, but they have a strong female presence in the community too.
Especially
so I don't know where this whole like, oh, there needs to be more women in Star Wars like is coming from, because obviously they're not looking at their fandom and they're not paying attention to their own media.
You know what the funny thing is too? I feel like a lot of people forget that the Skywalker saga is centered around, Luke and Anakin Skywalker. Like, that's kind of why it's the Skywalker saga. And again, like realistically, Star Wars was made in the 70s. And yes, George Lucas did not have as many female characters as today, but Star Wars has turned definitely, and it's started to balance out a lot in recent light. And again, one of the most popular shows in recent light for Star Wars has been Ahsoka, and a majority of the characters on there were all women, and they were fantastic. Again, like I absolutely loved every female character that Star Wars has added and really focused on more in live action and just a general, animated shows in the past couple of years. So a lot of people that are, like you said, a lot of people that are saying that Star Wars isn't for women is like, they're full of crap. Again, like, even Star Wars is more male dominated in terms of their fans, for sure. Of course it is. It's like Marvel, but everybody enjoys it. There are characters of both. Like guys, as a fandom and as people, like I'm gonna be honest, just shut the fuck up and like enjoy what you get. Like stop making the argument about like one side or whatever that when you have certain things. And especially like I get it, critique and everything like that, but like so many people, like again, like Star Wars Theory, I know you're not gonna watch this video, but you're supposed to be the most popular Star Wars YouTuber, and you want to like laugh at something like a woman is saying that saying like, oh, I don't know why women care and like stuff like that. Like Star Wars means a lot to people. Star Wars means a lot to me and my brother. We both have tattoos of it. You wouldn't put something in your body for the rest of your life if it didn't mean a lot to you. and there are a lot of women out there that definitely, I'm sure associate themselves with Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, or whoever it is that look up to these strong female characters. Like, don't like if that bothers you and like you want to laugh about that, like honestly, like you need to get a life. Like I'm sorry, but like you're focusing on the wrong things. So just had to get that off the chest because I feel like again, like a lot of these popular TikTokers or YouTubers or social media people aren't honest about it. Like realistically, like stop living in your fantasy world and like somebody like Star Wars Theory, you shouldn't freaking be like famous now or even like popular and making money off of this crap when you're just so annoying about it and criticize it. It's fine to criticize something, but when you like are hating on it and stuff like that, when your name is Star Wars Theory, get the hell out of here. Full of crap.
Yeah.
Don't mean to like down the podcast or anything or make it seem like I'm trying to be a jerk. But again, I feel like sometimes it needs to be said to the fandom. I digress.
Well said. Very well said. Also, just get a quick shout out to any of our female listeners that are also fans of Star Wars.
Love you guys.
So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get into this trailer that you mentioned our fans.
Well, we might as well just return back to the screen if you got more to say.
No, hold on. No, like just really quick because I completely forgot about it until now. Really quick. We have. I'm out of here.
Another country?
We have another country.
Oh my goodness.
And guess who it is? You will never guess.
China.
Nope.
Russia.
Nope.
Israel.
Nope.
Palestine.
Nope.
I'm trying to name like all the political countries.
I was like, that's like all the political crap.
I don't know who.
So welcome to the Two Sons family, Bangladesh.
Ooh, Bangladesh. I
would have never thought. Look at that. That is so awesome, guys. Thank you so much to whoever is from Bangladesh in the Dhaka division. Love ya.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
I'm sorry again. I know we were over the place in that.
So if you guys want Joey to put up a world map in his apartment and put like little tags on like where our Two Sons podcast family is from, awesome. Comment on the video.
That's an awesome idea. I mean, just thinking about it, we have over.
Yeah, remember when you said like when you got your own place, you were gonna have like this whiteboard, and you were gonna have like all the Two Sons podcast like the statistics and stuff on it and all that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 countries. That is insane.
Wow, that is enough for a round of 16 table.
I know. Yes, I do remember that, and I will. Again, I'm getting crap together. All right, give me a break. All right, I'm a decorative person. All right. Listen. What?
Okay. Well, now that you've said your piece and you've introduced.
I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. I know you're very eager.
No. Of course, no.
And I like how the trailer like spoils a part of it, like just on like right there. Don't look at it because that's a big
spoiler. Asajj Ventress back.
Oh, great! You said it. In case people probably didn't even know who it was.
It's like, I didn't even realize that actually her like lightsaber, like her hilt, is like curved.
Oh, it's curved.
So they make it seem like it's her lightsaber, but I don't understand. I mean, we'll get into this after, but I don't understand how she has a lightsaber when at the end of Clone Wars she did not have a lightsaber.
She killed somebody, obviously. Like
all right. Well, because I have YouTube Premium, it's going to like play as soon as I click on it. So if you, no, real money bags over here. If you can't hear it, if you can't hear it, just let me know, and then I'll just play it back. Okay.
Okay. Make a noise if I can hear it.
Okay. All right. But without further ado, here is the official Disney Plus original trailer to The Bad Batch, the final season.
Views. That's a good amount, I gotta say. Yeah. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Did you say you can't hear it?
Oh, you can hear me. Yeah, no, I can't hear it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, can you hear it
oh wait,
now?
hold on. Maybe I didn't share my screen correctly. Let me see if because I know. Okay, include. Yeah, I forgot to click the include computer sound. Okay, so now, so now you should be able to hear it. So just give me a thumbs up if if you could hear it when I started again.
Gotcha.
Okay, oh, okay. I'm just waiting for your picture to load in so I can see your thumbs up. Okay, there you are. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Hold on! We've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
Oh shoot! Right.
I thought at the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers. I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid. Secure her in a cell. Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire. Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
They are coming. For all of you. Give us a real challenge. Everyone, down! We're not big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, a lot to process. Everybody take it in. All right, everybody take it in. A lot of material, to kind of process in 2 minutes. Okay, it's a little overwhelming.
I was so surprised when this trailer came out because I'm like, not that I forgot about the Bad Batch because I love the Bad Batch, but I didn't think it was coming out this soon.
Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, right? Based off the 2 minute trailer that we saw, I might be a little optimistic here, but I think this is probably gonna be the best season of the Bad Batch that we have gotten
For
for the show, probably.
No way it's
Yeah.
not. First
So
of all,
obviously,
it looks extremely action packed.
Right. Yeah. Right. Of course. I mean that's what draws your eye to it. I mean, in those 2 minutes, I mean, you had so many different scenes of action. I think this season is going to be very story driven. I don't think it's going to be like the other two seasons where it's going to be like
we're not going to have
kind of
random
bouncing
adventures.
back and
We're going
forth.
to have a goal, and that's getting Omega and Crosshair back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which would make sense because I mean, I enjoy the little solo episodes of them like on their like little adventures, but that made more sense like in the first season and like part of the second season, but like for this final season, it wouldn't really make sense to like to have this be the final season and then like they waste like one episode on like them rescuing a bantha. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, it would be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool, but you know, obviously, again, this is it looks like it's gonna be very story driven. So I'm really excited to see that. Obviously, we got a couple familiar faces. I mean, let's start with that in the trailer. So obviously the biggest one, I feel like the biggest one is probably Asajj Ventress.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, for those of you that don't know, she was a character in the Clone Wars movie as well as the Clone Wars TV show. She was the apprentice to Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku. She was more of like that kind of like Sith assassin type role, kind of maybe similar to like Darth Maul or like Savage Opress. Obviously, she had numerous encounters with like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, and Obviously, we see towards the Clone Wars, however, that like Count Dooku like abandons her. And we actually find out that she is a Night Sister and she's originally from Dathomir. So she goes back, she's like rebaptized as like a Night Sister. But then General Grievous and the Separatist army invade Dathomir and wipe out the Night Sister clan. But she survives, and then she goes into like kind of like a life of like bounty hunting and like money making. And then we see towards the end of the Clone Wars that she's actually accused of um, uh, she's accused of something that I forgot what it has to do with Ahsoka, but she's accused of what is she accused of? I mean, what is Ahsoka in prison for?
Ahsoka, like, because I think Ahsoka is going to save somebody, or is at some sort of scene, and Asajj kills somebody, and I think they think Ahsoka did it because of the blades, or I honestly don't know when it was.
I'm trying to figure out like how but I mean obviously you guys know what episodes we're talking about, like when Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order because she's obviously accused of something that she didn't do. Obviously Anakin hunts down Asajj because he eventually finds like her lightsabers. But then that's the last time we see of Asajj, because obviously she doesn't have her lightsabers. It doesn't look like she's bounty hunting anymore, so she's kind of just like wandering the streets of Coruscant. And then that's it, and then we don't really see her much, obviously, after that. I mean, I know there is a novel called The Dark Disciple, which focuses on like what Asajj was doing after the end of the Clone Wars. We know that another Jedi by the name of Quinlan Vos is also in that book, and we see that somehow they eventually form a connection and they fall in love. Spoiler alert: she's supposed to die in the book.
I actually heard.
But a lot of people are kind of confused because like some people are thinking that like the events that happened in the book happened before the Bad Batch, so people are kind of wondering like how she's alive. But then other people are saying that the Bad Batch is going to happen before the book, so we don't know exactly where it's going to fit timeline wise. I mean, I'm sure if you do some research, like the producer will probably say something about it. I think last I heard, I mean, I was talking to my boss this morning about it. Apparently, the producer came out and said that the events of Bad Batch season 3 are going to be taking place before the book or the events of the Dark Disciple. So this might be Asajj Ventress before the book, which explains why she's still alive. But I mean, again, that's really kind of up in the air because there's already people like again, like we saw like all the trailers. Like when I typed in the trailers, there was one from New Rockstars saying like, "Oh, Asajj Ventress was resurrected." So it's like some people think that like she was resurrected or how is she alive, and then some people are saying that this happens before the book. So there's a couple of questions there that will probably hopefully get solved when the actual show comes out. So she was honestly the most surprising character. We've seen Cad Bane before. Fennec Shan, I mean, I don't think we've seen her in the Bad Batch before. Actually, we might have.
She was in season 2 in like that one episode.
Yeah. So a couple of recurring characters there. I mean, again, I love Cad Bane. I'm starting to really enjoy Fennec Shan.
Honestly, he was a surprise.
Yeah, Wolf was definitely a surprise too. I mean, I have my own little theory about why they're bringing Wolf in. I think this is their way of showing us how Wolf, Rex, and Gregor end up together, which would explain like why they're together in Star Wars Rebels. So I think this is their way of like showing you how they like come together after the Clone Wars. That's I mean that's pretty much it with like all the characters, right? I mean, obviously we see like a bunch of returning characters from the show. We see a new mysterious clone trooper. I don't know if you saw that shot, but he was like standing in front of the stormtroopers like in like an all black armor. A lot of people are already speculating that is Tech, and he actually did not die. And he just had his like mind wiped, and he is being controlled by the Empire now. The sad thing is, I could totally see it being possible because they just don't like to kill anybody off anymore in Star Wars.
That will ruin season 2 for me. I'm sorry, that will take away. That will take away his death. Like, especially, there's no point in bringing him back. There really isn't. Like, you're not going anywhere with the story.
Well, some people are saying it's even more possible when like by the end of season 2, like we saw that the scientist guy, when he like confronted like Hunter, he had Tech's glasses on him, meaning that like they found the body. So, again, who knows? Obviously, recent Star Wars has not really been a big fan of killing people, so they found a way to like improvise that. So yes, it would honestly ruin the momentum that was left at the end of season 2. And do I think they can make a good story out of it? Yes, of course I do, because I'm willing to give anything a chance, but at the same time, it wouldn't be surprising if like all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my God, it's Tech." It's like, yeah, real shocker. It's like, I'm surprised they did that, So it's like it wouldn't be like eye-opening where it's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did that." It would be like, "Oh, well, shocker. Yeah, he's not dead." I saw that coming from a mile away. But who knows? I mean, maybe we're just completely missing our target, and maybe this is just some random clone trooper, maybe that they bred for a special purpose, and whatever. But I mean, again, you look at the body types, you look at the armor, it just kind of very
I feel like
heavily
he's too
resembles
small
Tech.
to be Tech, because Tech actually wasn't like small. He was like a
He was
decent size.
he was pretty small. I mean,
He was
compared to
smaller
like
compared
everybody
to the
else,
rest of the batch,
he was
but
pretty small.
I feel like they wouldn't like. And why would Tech be a leader in that sense? Like I don't know.
Well, I
Like
guess
again,
because he
I
was
don't want to be.
obviously he was a very tactical and strategic like genius. So I guess it would make sense if he was leading an elite group of like stormtroopers, like because he has the mind and the tactics for it.
Hmm. I feel like it's again like I like seriously, if Disney did that, it'd be such a cop out because I feel like it's lazy writing. Because you're just gonna have Tech that knows the Bad Batch to try to figure out how to defeat the Bad Batch. I mean, like, come on, like, especially when you're bringing back like characters like Asajj, like, which by the way, I thought I heard something or saw something where Disney apparently said they were following that storyline that Asajj is in the book you told me about. So I guess maybe it will connect somehow. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. But
Which I think
again,
will be even more like I think it'll be even more heartbreaking if like it does follow the events of the book, because like then this will be like the last time that we officially see Asajj Ventress like on
I
the
mean, this is the
screen.
last time you're going to see a lot of these characters. I mean, realistically, yeah, you probably will see Rex again, but you're not seeing the Bad Batch again. I highly doubt it, unless it's in like shorts or some crap. Wolf, I highly doubt it. Gregor, I highly doubt it, unless again Dave Filoni's movie delivers, which it will. But unless they are in live action, which I don't know.
I think another
This is the
interesting
last
thing
time
to
you're seeing
like
Clone Wars animation, until Tale of the Jedi and crap like that, or they make another show. So I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that Bad Batch is kind of closing the Clone Wars chapter. Like this is the remnants of the Clone Wars that we have, and after this, it's done. Like
yeah.
no more Clone Wars. Like unless they redo in the future like a Clone Wars type show, but after this, it's gone. Besides Tales of the Jedi, you really have nothing else relating to Clone Wars keeping that alive.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, I think another big thing to take away from the trailer is that we're also going to see some sort of character arc come full circle for Crosshair. Because I don't know if you noticed, but in a couple of shots, it looks like he rejoins Hunter and Wrecker.
that's what I'm saying.
Especially when they're facing off against like those like purple looking clone troopers, and then like Hunter or Wrecker is like, oh, we're never really good at following orders, and it looks like you see like Crosshair Sniper like peek over like Hunter's shoulder. So you assume there's probably gonna be some sort of story arc written in there where because obviously we see him in the compound with Omega and Omega, Omega, and he looks very defeated. He looks broken. So maybe there's episodes where they go and they break them out, or maybe they're only able to break out Crosshair. Who knows? But it looks very promising. It looks very good. I'm super excited about it. I almost kicked myself for not like getting the Bad Batch Lego sets when they were out. Because to have them all in like
shuttle, like that's the only one I really would have wanted, and I hope they make more sets. Like especially like they're just such unique characters, and again, it'll give you an excuse to freaking make more clones, which people will eat up. So I hope they make more sets. If they don't, it's such.
I'm actually a little intrigued about like the purple clone troopers. Like I wonder if this is their way of like.
Honestly, I don't know where. Like maybe it's past, and I wasn't really looking. But
it was towards like the. Let me see if I could like bring it up real quick because like I wonder if this is their way of like oh I can't hold on I gotta
You don't need to do it with sound if you just like show the picture.
Yeah, but I'm trying to move you out of the way because I can't see like
Oh,
I can't
sorry.
see the
Oh,
okay, let me just
massage. I'm sorry. You know what I'm really excited for too. I really hope we get like a 3-on-1 fight with Crosshair, Wrecker, and Hunter versus Aj.
yeah, let me just see.
It'd be really cool, especially
Right
if
there.
like you
See?
have. Oh yeah, he kind of looked blue, besides the helmet,
Yeah.
But that would be cool if he's a proper one, proper dude.
Okay, where are you? Let me bring you
Boys
back.
the hottest teacher in school to be what?
What are you what are you
Right under watching TikToks on the side.
Wait, hold on. I gotta go back to that. What are you
The
seeing?
top one on the right side with Wildcat and Big Jiggly Panda right underneath. Boys
seduce the hottest teacher in school to be. Oh, okay. All right.
you just have no
Also this fan made Clone Wars style Battle of the Heroes is really good. I suggest if you haven't watched it.
Finished it?
Well, no, yeah, I watched it.
I remember when he first announced that, like during COVID. Damn, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's crazy. This isn't tech.
Okay.
We've seen them before. Good. I don't want it to be tech. No offense, tech. I love you, bud.
All right. Okay. So I mean, obviously, it looks like we have a lot to look forward to. I mean, I honestly, I think a good way to kind of like close out this conversation is, I mean, honestly, what are you looking forward to? I mean, like, what do you hope to see? How would you like the show to end? I mean, is there anything that you're like specifically looking for, like in this season? Like, do you have any questions that you want to be answered? Like, what is your take for this?
So I got a couple of things I'm looking for. One, I want to see like the Bad Batch's skills be used more in their fighting. So for example, if Crosshair, Hunter, and Wrecker, or even if Runter, if even if Hunter and Wrecker take on like people, I want to see them utilize their skills more rather than the same old crap that we've seen in the past. Like I feel like since they are a specialized squad, like let's show that, and especially if you take on somebody like Asajj, or say they take on Bane or whatever, like let's show like them putting up a good fight. Because I believe that like say you have the three of them face Asajj Ventress, I believe they can put up a fight, but to what extent? I want to see something like that. I hope they're ballsy in maybe putting a fight like that in there, especially like looks like we have Wrecker going against these like weird crocodile beasts, which like I love, but again I want to see like versed in pretty in pretty decent character that would put up a fight against the Bad Batch. I want to see that. I would definitely love to see Commander Cody. I'm hoping we get something of him because they brought him back in season 2. We heard he went AWOL. What's going on with him? Because like,
well, I might have a small answer to that. It could be very possible that he is imprisoned on Mount Tannis, like some other clones, and maybe that's why we didn't see him in the trailer.
Yeah,
like even though they said he went AWOL, like maybe they like ended up imprisoning him.
Yeah, because I know you said he ends up like supposedly working for them, which I maybe it'll change due to the story, but I don't know.
Well, that was like I said, that was how like the extended universe's Commander Cody went. Like he just ended up like never going AWOL, and he just ended up staying with the Galactic Empire and like training stormtroopers. But it seems like they're writing a new narrative for his character, but it is entirely possible that he could be possibly imprisoned in Mount Tannis, like with everybody else. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, yeah, I would like to kind of figure out what's going on with Cody too.
I also hope for either one. I have two theories. Either I think the Bad Batch is going to go out in a blazing glory, saving Omega and Crosshair, which would close out their characters, I guess, pretty well because realistically, we don't know what happens to them after the Clone Wars. Or I hope that whatever happens in terms of them closing out, maybe it would be really cool, but I highly doubt it. We get a time skip and we have Rex, Gregor, and Wolf talking about the Bad Batch and like what happened to them or reminiscing about them. If they ended up dying or maybe going a separate way, that would be really cool. And I mean, I definitely hope for more like actual like Clone Wars battles, and I really do want to see like the ending of the clones and really see like what happened. Like obviously we know they've been getting phased out, and I think they did a really good job in season 2 with that, especially with the Commander Mayday like little like story in like the middle of the season. But what's it called? I really kind of want to see like how it has affected the clones, and it seems like they are going to touch upon that a lot. And obviously, Gregor and Rex and Wolf ending up together, and I think we will see that for sure. But I want to see things definitely close out. I do want to hear a little about what's going on with Asajj. If Sid's in there, I hope they kill her. She's a bitch. And I don't know if it'll be a happy ending, but either way, I hope we just find out what happens to the Bad Batch. Because again, like now that we know they exist in the Clone Wars universe, and we only have ever seen Wolf, Gregor, and Rex. I kind of want to know because I feel like they would have all stood together unless the Bad Batch went back to that island. But I feel like that's too simple. Again, I really feel like either they're all going to go out on a blazing glory. Maybe Omega won't even make it. Maybe Omega will die. Omega, maybe she'll die. I don't know because again, what's going on with her? Like they just threw in that she's also a clone of a sister. So it's like, what's up with that? So again, I listed a lot of things, but my main thing is kind of just tie some stories together, give us some cool fights, show some skills, and just have a good time. I mean, again, this is the last Clone Wars animation style we're probably getting for a while. This is the last Clone Wars characters that we're gonna get featured heavily. Let's just enjoy it. Like I think it's gonna be a good season. Like my brother said, I think it's gonna be the best season of the Bad Batch. I really think every season has been good. I really had no complaints, especially with how their stories have been going. And yeah, I mean that's it. And Dave Filoni we trust.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of share a couple of the same similarities that you do. I mean, I want like a nice, neat conclusion to the show. I mean, if they plan on doing anything like spin-off related, like based on some of the characters that were in the show, I mean, if they're gonna set it up, like I hope they just set it up correctly. But if not, I just kind of hope they just tie up all their loose ends. Ideally, because and again, because the thing is that, like obviously projects like Rebels and like the sequels and all that, like those came out like before the Bad Batch like was a concept, right? So like part of us is like, oh well, we think it would be appropriate if like the Bad Batch just went out like in a blaze of glory and like they all just died, because it would just be easier to write them off if they're dead than like versus like if they survive their show, and then you have to wonder like, okay, well, what were they doing during the events of the Galactic Civil War and like the Battle of Endor and stuff like that. So it's just easier to kind of clean up the timelines like that.
Yeah.
I think I would be fine with both. I think I would be okay if like they ended up going out in like a blaze of glory and they all died like saving something. Or I would be okay if they all survived and they sang Kumbaya and they like, retired somewhere.
I mean, that would of course be nice, but I don't see all of them coming out of it. Like I really feel like if they ended up in like, kind of a nicer ending, I don't see all of them making out of it, especially like with the way they've been. I mean, of course, Hunter's the leader, but I think if they make it out of it, it's going to be Wrecker, Omega, maybe her sister, and Crosshair if they get him out. I don't even. I see definitely another one dying if they end on a more happy side.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But no. So I mean, there's that. Obviously, I would like them to tie up like any of the stories that like involve like clone troopers that we know of. So like Commander Wolf, Commander Rex. Obviously you have Echo coming back because I mean again he's been off with Rex, and the other clone troopers to, like fight the Empire. So you have him coming back. Obviously Commander Cody. I mean it'd be nice to figure out where he's going, what he's up to, and where his story is going to lead off, at the end of the show. So, just tying up like, those loose ends of those beloved, like, name characters that we know would also be nice. Apparently, like, Mount Tannis like has a lot of like good reputation and like storyline like in the comics or like the books. So I do hope they play into that when it comes to the final season. They actually like use the location like for the right reason. Just don't be like, oh yeah, this is Mount Tannis, it's a prison. It's
Yeah.
like, I hope they expand upon the lore more and they kind of tell us exactly what the plan is, with all these entrapped clones like at this facility. Like, what is this scientist trying to do? What are they trying to achieve? Like, what are they working on?
And I feel like it's not as basic as like cloning an army because like you did that. So it's like, what do you want? Like you say the clones are useless. So like, what are you using their DNA for? Like, is it kind of like the Zillow Beast thing where you were trying to clone like, big creatures? So it's like, obviously, the clones have some sort of purpose,
Yeah,
and like a lot of people think, oh, maybe it'll even be a clone rebellion.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a small one. Maybe like I don't think all the clones will rebel, but if Wolf is coming back, I feel like we're gonna see a
I mean,
smaller clone
I
rebellion.
think the safest answer for like what they're doing at Mount Tannis is that I think it has to be some sort of cloning project like for Emperor Palpatine.
Mm,
Which would make a lot of sense, especially with the sequel trilogy and all that.
yeah.
So I think they're building up for that storyline. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I would like them to explore that storyline a little bit more. Maybe flush out Omega's character. Wow, I keep calling her Omega. Um, maybe flush out Omega's character a little bit more, like kind of give us more of a backstory, like where exactly she comes from, like who is her sister, where did her sister come from, what makes Omega so special, and so on and so forth. Um, and I think finally, I would just want a little bit of closure on like Asajj Ventress. Like, I want to find out like what she's been doing, like after the events of the Clone Wars, and kind of how she will one like all of a sudden like grows hair, and then like second of all, has a yellow lightsaber. I mean, because again, like unless she went to go retrieve her lightsabers and then somehow she made one yellow. I mean, I don't know, because I mean, again, she had two, but now she only has one.
But it
So
looked like in another shot that I saw, she actually did have another one with her. But again, I don't know. Like, I don't know the story of Asajj Ventress like in the book, and it seems interesting. And I guess we'll see, because that was the most surprising one. So I would not be surprised if we got like a full episode of Asajj, like just on her own, which like I'm cool
yeah,
with, because like I always thought she was definitely like an underrated
yeah.
character, and like
I
she
was
deserved
thinking
like
that
more
like
love.
if the events of Bad Batch season 3 are taking place before the Dark Disciple book, um, I think it's rumored that Asajj Ventress might be in Tales of the Jedi, and if that's true, then we
That would
might
be
see
cool.
the book basically acted out in like an episode. You know what I mean?
That would be, and we also are no. I was gonna say that has nothing to do with Asajj. I mean, maybe it could, but we're getting the What If Star Wars show, so I mean, maybe like we'll see. Maybe we will see more of these characters. Like maybe we will see what if Tech survived? What if the Bad Batch worked for the Empire? What if I don't know. Like I don't know if they would
Yeah,
focus on anything Clone Wars heavily.
I could definitely see them doing a what if episode, and like what if the Bad Batch like worked for the Empire, because remember I told you like in the very
Yeah.
beginning like that there was this like basically this
Mhm.
whole other squad of stormtroopers and they were basically the same thing as the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So they could just easily do a storyline like that, and then they could just bring that squad like, into the show. But
I mean, we're for
um
sure going to see some sort of Clone Wars characters in the What If series. I mean, because I feel like you could do so many storylines. And honestly, Star Wars can get like easily 3 to 5 seasons out of their What If series. And that's something I'm very excited to see because Marvel seems to be pushing that shit out like it's nothing. So, I mean, I
yeah.
feel like Lucasfilm and Disney, can do it. So, that's something to look forward to. Again, maybe we will see more of these characters. I completely forgot about the What If series, but official Clone Wars. This is it. This is the last extension we got. So let's hold on to it while we can. We got until I think May. It ends or March? No, March. I lied. No, May.
I think you said, didn't you say like May 1st?
March. Yeah, and it ends beginning of May. So we got some time, guys. So let's enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy what we got.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. So I mean, like I said, we're gonna have a couple of weeks before it drops. So we'll have some more content, like kind of like spread out. Between maybe we'll go back and maybe we'll do like I mean, I know we kind of already did a Bad Batch season 1 and season 2 review. But maybe we could think of like some like Bad Batch themed episodes to maybe do to kind of like get ready for the Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah, sure. Easily.
But if not, obviously, we'll be coming out with a couple episodes before that. And like I said, I think it would be really nice to, because it seems like a lot of people enjoyed the like Ahsoka series, when we broke it down. So I mean, I think it would be a good idea to do it for the Bad Batch and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, unless you have anything else you want to add about the Bad Batch, I think we're ready to kind of wrap up this episode and say our farewells.
I mean, just like don't sleep on the Bad Batch, guys. Like if you have not seen like the first or second season of the Bad Batch, what spoiler alert, I guess, because we spoiled a lot of it, obviously. But it's a good watch. I recommend to watch, especially the first season. Like we have a lot of the Clone Wars in it, and I think it's a good story all around. And they're even in the end of the Clone Wars anyway. But I love all the members of the Bad Batch, and they are cool characters. I mean, obviously, like I have, they definitely are some of my favorite recent Star Wars characters because they're new. They are newer characters. I mean, they've been around for a couple of years now, but they're newer. Even the slower episodes I do enjoy. If you're a Clone Wars fan, there's no reason you shouldn't love the show. Or you shouldn't at least give it a try or give it a watch. Any of the other casual Star Wars fans, definitely check it out. I mean, again, they're not crazy long episodes, and you probably get a laugh, and there's definitely some good moments in there. And I think this will be the best season yet, like my brother said, and I think it's going to be a good closeout. Like I trust Dave Filoni, and I know he has obviously to do with the show, so hope for the best, and just I guess get on with it. I mean, that's pretty much it. We both listed what we're looking forward to, what we hope to see. So I mean, I guess if I had to anything, I guess let us know what if Jesus, let us know what you guys think. I honestly can't even finish my sentence. It'll come to me. But I'll let you say your piece and then we'll close it out because I honestly I can't talk.
Yeah. So while Joey sits there and has a stroke, I'll continue by saying, I think we're both pretty excited about the Bad Batch. I mean, I think this is going to be pretty special for us because, like he said, this is probably gonna be the last bit of Clone Wars content that we get. And I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, well, you Clone Boys, like, yeah, Clone Wars. It's like, look, we love the Clone Wars. We're not Clone Boys. We're like super obsessed with it, but it was a special piece of Star Wars history for us because that's what we grew up with. That is what got us into Star Wars. We weren't around for the original trilogy, so we couldn't watch that, but we were around for the prequels and we were around for the Clone Wars. So this is something really special to us. I mean, obviously this got us into Clone Wars. And then obviously to be able to kind of expand upon that in like a little bit of like a post Clone Wars atmosphere with the Bad Batch. I mean, it's been really nice. So we're really looking forward to it. Because I remember when this show was coming out, and I can't believe we're going to be around for the final season, which is crazy.
It's crazy. I remember when it first came out, and like it was so interesting to have like these new characters and like all that stuff, and now it's coming to an end already, and like it flies by. So, but again, I feel like we are getting a lot more Star Wars content these days, and I definitely think like the next 2 to 3 years are going to be pretty heavy in Star Wars. So just enjoy, guys. I mean, again, like we definitely are going in a good direction in terms of the stuff that's being put out. I mean, not only shows, but the characters from shows are getting their movies. So I mean, hopefully we can expect that. I mean, if they're ambitious enough, I mean, hell, make another Clone Wars like movie. Even if it's like some sort of random ass story, or if you just combine like popular episodes. I mean, hell, if you combine the Umbara arc, like and made it a movie, I mean, I would go see it in theaters. I mean, that shit would be so cool. So I mean, who knows? And maybe they're ambitious enough, but we got a lot of stuff still coming. So, be excited about this and be excited for the future. Basically Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau on their journey of Star Warsness.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so obviously we got a lot to look forward to. So be on the lookout for some pretty good episodes, coming out in the near future. Let us know if you guys want to see anything specifically. But if not, you'll just sit down, you'll listen to whatever we tell you because I mean, we're the bosses. So I mean, you kind of just listen anyway. But hopefully you guys enjoyed another nonchalant, kickback episode of Two Sons Podcast where we kind of talked about some news and then we just talked about Star Wars for the rest of the time because I mean, what else will we talk about? So yeah, honestly, really excited for the Bad Batch. I'm glad it's coming back. Part of me almost completely forgot about it coming out this year. So it's really nice to like have that it's really nice to have something to look forward to. At least for the start of the year. And then I think not only that, but I think we're also getting Tales of the Jedi this year too. So I mean, we're gonna have a lot of good content. I mean, aren't we even getting like Andor season 2? Like, aren't we getting like a lot of good Star Wars content this year?
Yeah, apparently that's like done filming or pretty much done filming. So there's a lot.
So we're gonna have a lot of good episodes for you guys like throughout the year because we're gonna have a lot of good shows to watch. I mean, my brother still has to watch Andor, so I mean, he just needs to finish that first. And then we can talk about season 2. And then did you even watch Tales of the Jedi?
What the first season, right? There was only one season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I don't know if we ever talked about it.
No, we should if we haven't.
Yeah, but so I mean, it seems like we're gonna have a lot of good Star Wars content for you guys this year, so just be on the lookout for that. But again, thank you guys so much for coming out to another wonderful episode of Two Sons Podcast. The wonderful man across the screen from me is your fellow host, Joseph, and I, of course, am Philip. So thank you guys for coming out. It really means a lot to us. Shout out to our new country, Bangladesh. Thank you for joining the Two Sons Podcast family. We really appreciate all the love and support, even if it's like a 0.11125%, whatever. I don't know, just throwing out random numbers. We love you regardless. So I mean, obviously it's enough of a percentage to be shown on a map. So that's worth something. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in all over the world. Besides obviously our main audience is in the United States, but for those of you that are worldwide, thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to us. And the fact that more countries keep getting added is even better. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Shout out to all of our family and friends that support us. We always appreciate you guys as well. And then anybody that we've come to know throughout the way. Thank you guys so much for loving and supporting us. When it comes to where you can find us, when we are not sitting here and we are not recording an episode, we are on some social medias. So we are on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Yeah, thank you. I drawing a blank. At Two Sons Podcast. That is with an O, not a U, because we are two brothers. We are not two balls of ghastly fire. We are two brothers. You can also find us on YouTube at Two Sons YouTube, where your visual pleasure can be met by seeing our two wonderful faces. Or if you just want to listen to, our soothing voices on a drive, or maybe working out, or just doing some schoolwork, you can still listen to us on YouTube if you want. But then we're also on Spotify and also on your other podcasting platforms, whatever you listen to us on. Type in our name and you will find us. Type us in on Google and you will find us. Don't find us actually like in real life because that's kind of stalkerish. But just look up our podcast, please. But those are the socials. You can find us on there. My brother does the best he can to upload and let you guys know when the episodes are out and they're streaming. He's lacking a little bit on just posting about some movie news and stuff like that. But other than that, he does a pretty good job. So just cut him some slack. And like I said, I post out, on my own personal social medias whenever the episode is ready to be watched and viewed and all that. So again, just be on the lookout for those. The video will probably be up tomorrow. Well, I know at least the YouTube part will be up tomorrow morning. So you guys can start watching that as early as Friday morning. Spotify, depending on, how long it takes to upload and stuff, could be throughout the day somewhere. So,
yeah.
Whenever it gets uploaded. But again, be on the lookout for those socials because the socials will tell you when the episode is uploaded. So just keep in mind and keep checking back.
For sure.
So yeah, I think unless I'm forgetting anything, I don't know if a couple of changes coming to Two Sons podcast. I mean, nothing really unfamiliar. We've been telling you guys about this. Our coworker, well, our ex-coworker, has been working on a new logo for us for a couple of weeks now. She's been sending us a couple of rough drafts. It looks really good. I think you guys are going to enjoy it when it's fully complete. So we're going to be really excited to unveil that, but it is looking really good so far. So just obviously hoping for the best. We know it's going to turn out. We know it's going to turn out pretty good. But it's just really cool to see it come along. So that's looking really good. And yeah, I mean, unless you have anything else, I think we're finally good to say sayonara.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for always being patient with our episodes and everything. I love all the support on obviously YouTube and Spotify. I think we've been doing really well on both those platforms, and continuing to grow. Obviously, especially getting more countries on Spotify and on listening platforms is amazing. I mean, the fact that there's 16 different countries, regardless if it's one person per country, that's still 16 different areas of the world that listen to us. That is beyond belief for me. I mean, and I'm sure my brother across the screen. So again, thank you guys always for being patient and all the support. Whether or not you decide to talk to us is another story. But again, the support is always greatly appreciated and loved. And I can't wait to do more with this podcast, of course. Especially going on to bigger and better things. We're excited to continue with, especially with all the new stuff coming out. Be on the lookout. I really do want to, because I do want to have more stuff posted here. I will try my best to do solo episodes on both the movies that I mentioned. Even if they're short 20-minute episodes, I could probably get them out, definitely. I just have to really set aside and do it. And, I want to do my best for you guys. So if that's something that you guys would like, like an actual movie review after, maybe like, even if my brother, like I know he saw, did you ever see Hunger Games?
No.
Okay, so he saw Napoleon. Like, say he wanted to do a solo episode of Napoleon. See if that's something you guys want from us. I mean, anytime either of us have done a solo episode, our audience has enjoyed it. So I feel like you guys do like that. Once again, thank you, and we'll try to get that out. And again, I will post as much on the socials as I can, and in terms of news and stuff. I'm trying to figure out more of news and stuff. I actually kind of really want to get like a TikTok going, but I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that yet. So we'll see. As of right now, you can find us all on the Two Sons podcast. The Sons with an O, not a U, because of course we are two brothers. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, also known as X, all on the Two Sons podcast. Like I said, I put whenever an episode's available and posted, it's posted on all those 3 platforms. So don't you worry if you don't follow us on one, but you should be following on all of them. Also check out the YouTube. The YouTube does really well. If you want to see our faces and just put it on in the background, YouTube is probably the way to go. Other than that, I'm glad to be back for another episode and talk about Star Wars as always. Expect more Star Wars content, expect more movie content. I'm sure after the Oscars go on, we'll talk about that as well. So we got a lot of stuff to look forward to coming up in the new year. So once again, guys, good luck on your new semesters. If you are, good luck on Regents. If you're a high schooler, I know Regents is this week for at least New York. I don't know about other places. Just good luck in general in school. Good luck with whatever you're doing. And let's just get through the winter and hope for the spring and the summer, and enjoy all that stuff. So once again, guys, thank you for coming out for another episode of Two Sons podcast. Really appreciate everybody. Please be safe in whatever you do. Keep warm, keep healthy, and just, do what is best for you. With that being said, I will bid you guys a good night, a good morning, a good evening, a good whatever day, time, whatever you want to do. Just be good about it. And I will close it out and end it over and hand it over to my brother and let him finish us out.
Very well said, as always, my dear brother. It's like we do this for a living or something. Very well said.
You should. I mean, come on, it's possible. Those, look at those guys that, these, what are they, Escape Pod podcast?
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean, I wish, like, again, I don't hate any social media people, like, for being popular, but what makes us different than them? I mean, they have a podcast, like, Why can't we do that? And you can say, oh, you guys don't post on TikTok. It doesn't matter, right? We post on social. So we post on popular social medias. Why can't we get invited to a premiere? You know, why not? Why can't we get sent a care package?
That's right.
You know, what's up with that? I personally don't get it. I mean, I think that we would be banging to do a movie premiere. I mean, give us a little segment, and I'm telling you, we'll tear that shit up. Like, we
respectfully,
will,
of course, respectfully,
yeah, of course, everything is done with respect here. Like,
right.
You know, absolutely, like, regardless of what it is, respect is important, guys. All right, but we will tear that shit up respectfully. We will.
Respectfully, of course.
So,
yeah.
If you, anybody out there, right? You know, maybe I'll DM the movie accounts for Wonka and Anyone But You, and I'll be like, you know what, guys, I enjoyed your movies. I would love to do a review about them. Hit me up. And they'll be like, nah, fam. And I'll be like, well, I tried. But, you know, who knows? Let's make something happen here. If anybody's a listener out there, you know, and they got connections, I mean, let us know. Well, I got movie posters. I got cutouts. I'll slide you one. I got a giant Wakanda Forever back there that I couldn't hang on the wall because it fell off and scared the crap out of me. So let me know. Let me know, guys. All right, and we'll work something out between the two of us. But other than that, I don't even know what we were talking about. But yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, because this was another wonderful Star Wars episode, the final words that we will usher to everybody this episode, you know, like my brother said, whenever you're listening to this, have a good night, good evening, good afternoon. Please be safe. Don't do anything stupid, because why would you? That's just stupid to do something stupid. Duh. And with that being said, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. And with that being said, may the Force be with you all.
May the Force be with you guys.